Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Percy in case you're new here, and I've been tutoring for the past 8 years, especially in the STEM and SAT fields. But I also like to get into study skills and talk about tools that you can use for studying of any sort. And so in today's video, speaking of these study tools, I'm going to talk about AI resources that I think every student, whether they're in high school, college, beyond, I think all of you should use. So we're going to go over the four main reasons why to use AI tools when you study. So the first one that I like to think about is you can use AI tools such as ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude AI, which is made by Anthropic. You can use those as sort of chatbot conversationalists where you can really essentially you can ask it any question that you want, any customized question that you have about a certain topic. And the nice thing is it'll give you customized answers to that pertains specifically to your question. So the advantage of using one of these LLMs like ChatGPT or Google Gemini, the advantages that they have over just kind of typing into the normal Google search bar is that the Google search bar will really just kind of bring up links for you to, that may or may not be closely relevant to the question you're asking. But the AI specifically answers what you said and the way you worded it. And that way you can kind of get away with wording it any way that you want. Even in some cases when you misspell things, these large language models are really good at picking up on spelling errors, and they kind of can know what you mean even if you misspell something. And so it's just a really good way to ask questions and even give it commands like, maybe you can tell it like, hey, I want you to list out all the types of problems that I could see in units 1, 2, and 3 of calculus or something. Or you could ask it something really specific about a concept in biology, and it'll explain it very, very thoroughly and clearly too. So just the chat feature in general on AI chatbots is very, very helpful in this way. It can almost act like a study assistant that you're bouncing ideas off of. Okay, so the next thing is the fact that AI can analyze sources really well. Okay, so in the sense of things like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Claude AI, you would really have to, it's better to do one resource at a time that you're trying to analyze. So you may do something like, copy and paste text from a resource and upload it to the chatbot on ChatGPT, and maybe you'll say something before the pasted text, you'll say, please summarize this, or please analyze this, or create a sequence of events in chronological order from this paragraph, right? And so another way you could analyze sources is you could, especially in the pro versions and sort of the paid versions where you will not have really limits to this type of usage, you can use ChatGPT and Google Gemini to upload pictures and other images. And let's just say it's an image of the cell and it has the different little cell organelles in there that you learn about in biology. Well, if you upload a picture of that to, say, Google Gemini, and you can ask it in the chatbot, even when you upload a picture, you can say, please explain all the organelles and how they function, and it'll do that. It'll analyze whatever image or document or pasted text that you put in there. A third thing, which is really neat, is you can really leverage the power of active recall by using these AI chatbots. Again, so ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, you can use it to quiz yourself. Okay, so this is a thing that a lot of students don't normally take advantage of. I feel like a lot of people are tempted to use it more so as a way to cheat on homework or just kind of do the homework for them. But if you do that, it's like, what are you really getting out of the studying? Like, you're not really improving in any way if you just have it do your homework for you. A way to really internalize things, and really the most effective way that has been studied over the centuries in terms of absorbing new information and learning new things very quickly, is to test yourself on it. And that's what they call active recall, is when you're self-quizzing or self-testing. And so, for example, in ChatGPT, you could type in something like this. You could use this prompt. Please generate a 10-question quiz for me on limits that involve square root conjugates in calculus 1, right? And it'll give you a 10-question quiz on that. And then afterwards, when you try out the work on your own and try to answer them, you can just say, okay, I want to check my work, please answer these questions, right? And it will give you the solutions. And these AI bots or chat bots are usually pretty good at solving sort of more straightforward math problems like that. So they'll very likely have mostly reliable answers. So really good way to just quiz yourself and get ready for tests. And so then my last thing that I really like to talk about, and this is something that I use in sort of everyday ways, not just in school, but I feel like it has a lot of potential in using it for school, is let's just say you're trying to find a bunch of resources that can help you study for a class. Like maybe you're in a college class, corporate finance or something, and maybe your class doesn't necessarily have a textbook. Maybe it's just oriented around just a lecture format, and the only resource you have from class would be PowerPoints or videos or handwritten notes or things like that. So if you want to find resources, you can ask ChatGPT or Gemini or one of those other LLMs to find resources for you. And actually, as a matter of fact, Google Notebook LM, which is that's really sort of the heavy document analyzer. It's probably the best document analyzer. It also has a feature called Discover where you can discover online resources that are related to a topic that you're interested in or related to a question that you have. And just a little side note, I forgot to, in the analysis section, I forgot to mention Google Notebook LM. That is a Google or Gemini-based resource that Google has where you can actually literally upload Google Docs and other PDFs into it for you to analyze. Okay, so that was the 4 different ways that you can use AI in general for studying. We'll get more into the specifics in future videos. But yeah, if you liked this and thought it was useful, just leave a like or a comment with questions you have. Make sure you subscribe so you see more of this content. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.